Welcome back in. Welcome back in. It's your boy Mike coming back at y'all, man. Week 18, the final game of the regular season as we prepare to take on the Seattle Seahawks, coming off of a dominant victory against the Bucks, in which we really did not break a sweat. Had a bit of a scare with an early game miscommunication. Ty Davis-Price pitching it back to no one for the Bucks to recover and ultimately take a 14-0 lead. They led 24-13 at the half before scoring just 3 after halftime, and we rolled them the rest of the way. Now this week, looking to get a bit of revenge. Now, not revenge in the traditional sense. We did beat them a few weeks back. However, they took us down to the very, very end of the game. And taking a look at the playoff picture, you see the Cardinals. We have gone ahead and locked up that 1 seed thanks to our win 2 weeks ago. We've had it locked up for a few weeks now. But, this game is really not going to mean a whole lot for us in terms of positioning. We got the Eagles, who have clinched the NFC East as well, thanks to them beating Dallas. The Rams and Niners still locked and loaded in that 6 and 7 seed. Wins for each of them should keep them in the playoff race. And in the AFC, Pittsburgh just still maintaining as that 1 seed. You got the Jets, Jaguars, and Raiders leading their respective divisions, with the Browns, Bills, and Patriots not too far behind. The Patriots at 10-6, actually, with a really, really good record, and certainly not going to look to give it up that easily. Weekly awards. Oh, one more thing I did want to mention. The Jaguars and Colts will be playing a winner-take-all game here this week, week 18, with the winner taking the division. A loss does keep the Colts out of the playoffs. Not sure what a loss will do for Jacksonville. Just kind of depends. Glenn Roberts, 4 touchdowns through the air, 2 on the ground, 350 passing yards, 49 rushing yards. Amazing. Kenny Pickett and Bobby Wagner each taking home player of the week honors for the AFC, just continuing to show that Pittsburgh dominance and consistency that they've shown all season. Coming into this game, they are a similar 14-2 as we are. And, hopefully will win. Hopefully they'll take a loss and we can potentially end up the year with the best overall record in the NFL. As you see, we got a few guys getting some upgrades here. BJ Ojulari, you got Amani Harris, who has shined in his rookie season and is now up to an 88 overall. I mean, what are the odds of hitting back-to-back drafts on lockdown cornerbacks? You got Stinson last year, Harris this year, and we did make that trade for Jalen Johnson as well, which I feel like has really worked out. We've replaced Budda Baker, I think, as well as we could have with Lewis Seen, who, despite a rocky first year with the team, has started to shine, becoming, I feel like one of the best safeties in the league. You see Glenn Roberts here continuing to show his growth and development. And one thing to note, Geno Smith will be unavailable for the Seahawks this week. When we injured him a few weeks back in our original matchup, he never came back in, tore his hamstring. His season is over. And at 34 years old, you got to think he may be thinking about retirement after this. It really just does all kind of depend where the chips fall, but I'm expecting some heavy regression for him, which means that Marcus Mariota is in line to go ahead and get the start today. 31 years old in his 11th season, just a 66 overall, but a pretty similar skill set to Geno, I feel like. Slightly weaker arms, slightly worse all around in those accuracies, but provides a lot with his legs. Can definitely be somebody. We saw how he could manage the game with Kenneth Walker, this guy in the backfield alongside him, who broke the NFL rushing record in their game against us back in week, 15? And certainly going to hope that he's not making that same kind of noise today. Just had no answers the entire time up until the very, very end. And one more guy who we didn't see a whole lot of, rookie Abdul Davis, right end out of Michigan. And they have a lot of injuries on that defensive front. They're missing their starting left and right end, which means Abdul Davis should get plenty of run, good power moves, good strength. Block shed is a little bit low, but, he's certainly going to be using the highest of his motor that he can, not getting a whole lot of opportunity this year, and someone to keep an eye on as far as anyone on this Seattle defensive front, as we highlight DK Metcalf, 81 catches for 1,117 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. Has done pretty spectacularly, all things considered. Didn't have a huge game against us in our first matchup. Granted, none of their receivers did, with Mariota and Geno combining for just a little over 100 yards through the air. But this time around, man, can't rest on our laurels. We have secured the 1 seed. However, head coach Mike White has decided to rock and roll with the starters, at least to start this game. Want to see how things pan out throughout the duration of the early going. See if maybe we can pull the starters at some point, pull a couple of guys here and there. We will see. And of course, still without Rondale Moore, so Imani Hunter will continue to work out of the slot for us. Let's go ahead and visit this Seahawks team. Take a look. Marcus Mariota at quarterback. A rookie Owen Winter, who does have superstar X Factor development at such a low overall. Very intriguing there. Kenneth Walker at running back. Kevin Davis, the fullback. DK, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett, those top 3 receivers. Noah Fant and Kevin Mills at tight end. Charles Cross, the left tackle. George Huntley at center. David Edwards at left guard, right tackle Abraham Lucas, TJ Slayton left end, at right end Abdul Davis, as we mentioned, filling in for the injured Draymond Jones. Not a whole lot going on at defensive tackle, though Jade Silvera did get a sack on Roberts in that first matchup. Uchenna and Nwosu with 1 outside linebacker spot, Devin Bush and Divine Diablo at middle linebacker, rookie John Bishop on the right side, Devon Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, and the rookie Jeremy Harper at corner, Quandre Diggs free safety, Jamal Adams strong safety, kicker Jason Myers, punter Michael Dixon, and we are underway here. Last game of the regular season. Antonio Gibson back deep to return. He's going to take it out, trying to make a move outside. Not going to be able to get too far. Going to be down at the 22-yard line, which is where Glenn Roberts and this offense will take over. And Roberts, 47 touchdowns on the year, 4,289 yards, and yes, 26 interceptions, but just 3 away from getting into that 50 touchdown club. Not a whole lot of guys have done that. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes. I believe that is the full list. Yeah. Roberts looking to potentially be another guy to join that list, but they're going to have to make sure that they do not underestimate this Seattle defense. This Seattle team as a whole, as we saw what they were capable of in that first matchup. And unfortunately, left guard Keegan Buchanan is going to be injured on the first play of the game. Not great. That means Netani Muti will come in to back him up in relief, as Ty Davis Price carrying there for about 6, leading now to a 3rd and 4. And Buchanan, a sprained wrist. We'll go ahead and leave him out for the time being. Again, with nothing to play for. Want to make sure our guys are as healthy as possible heading into the playoff run, as Chase Claypool collects the first pass of the game from Glenn Roberts for the first down to the 35-yard line. Roberts now going to hand off Antonio Gibson, and Gibson outracing Quandre Diggs to the edge. Gibson not going to be able to outrun Tariq Woolen, but he has a 27-yard gain there down to the 38-yard line. And Antonio Gibson, with his first carry on the ball game, has a big gain, setting this Cardinals offense up on the right foot now. 38 yards between them and pay dirt. 1st and 10. Roberts, here he is, looking right side for Trey McBride, covered there by Divine Diablo, who's not able to get in position and will allow the catch to McBride. Now 1st and 10 at the 25. Here's Roberts dropping back again, looking left side deep. It's Imani Hunter, who goes up and gets it. Gets it over top of the rookie corner, Jeremy Harper. Roberts, who, when Rondale Moore is working out of the slot, not often able to go ahead and get passes up in the air like that. Imani Hunter, though, high pointing the ball, getting into the end zone for the first touchdown of the day, as the Cardinals lead 7-0. Mariota now coming onto the field, and since he's taken over, 510 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Has not been great in relief, I'd say, as they're going to start things off with a give to Kenneth Walker, but he's going to lose 3 there. Really good way to set the tone, as we want to let them know early that we will not stand for Kenneth Walker doing what he did the first time around, as Lewis Seen breaks that pass up intended for Noah Fant. It'll be a long 3rd and 13. Seattle looking to avoid a 3-and-out early as Mariota scrambling around, and with Juan Drummond right on his heels, he'll throw it away. They'll punt it away, and Arizona now back with the ball as they're going to fake it to Ty Davis-Price. Roberts trying to find Trey McBride, but he's hit before he can get it away. That's the rookie Abdul Davis getting in there on the pressure, leading now to a 2nd and 10 as here's Roberts going across the middle, a wide open. No, he is not wide open as the pass is intercepted by Divine Diablo, the speedy former Raider, now with Seattle. And quite frankly, again, going to break the fourth wall for a second. I did not see him at all during this play. When I threw the ball, I expected to just continue running with Chase Claypool. And next thing I know, the screen is turning around and they say it's an interception. And even now watching it back, just feel like he was kind of hidden on the turf as Seattle now back with the ball. DK going to have the pass knocked away by Andrew Stinson, leading now to a 2nd and 10. Here it is, 2nd and 10. Mariota back to pass, has a man. It's JSN, and JSN going to fight for a gain of 8. Mariota's first completion of the day, leading now to a 3rd and 2. And all can be forgiven if Seattle can make something happen here. He's looking deep, trying to find Tyler Lockett, but Jalen Johnson is all over it. Skies up for the interception, and Tyler Lockett never had a chance. Mariota didn't lay it far enough out in front, because Tyler Lockett did have a step. And if he puts that, a little bit more ahead of Lockett, Johnson likely not able to jump up and intercept that ball. But he is. Arizona gets it right back thanks to Jalen Johnson. They're set up at the Seattle 11-yard line. They're going to start with the give to Ty Davis-Price, who has a hole, takes it, going to be hawked down there by Quandre Diggs after a gain of 11, but already a fresh set of downs now at their own 22-yard. I said at Seattle's 11, at our own 11, as here's Roberts dropping back, looking for Rashad Bateman, finds it right in the pocket, and he has him there for a gain of about 29 yards. Rashad Bateman's first catch of the ball game. They're across midfield. Fake to Ty Davis-Price once again. Roberts, pressure coming. He's looking deep for Chase Claypool, but Tariq Woolen, Reek the Freak, man, uses the size, uses the play recognition, uses the jumping ability to go up and get that one. We know that Tariq Woolen has a lot of speed, has a lot of ability at sniffing out those passes, but we thought that maybe Chase Claypool with a similar size frame could get in there. Unfortunately, not on this occasion. Tariq Woolen picks off Glenn Roberts for Seattle's 2nd interception of the day. They're going to get their next drive started off with Kenneth Walker, who gains 2, but still in the negative so far. Here's Geno looking left side, a wide open DK Metcalf. He lost Cam Wilhelm in the process, has him for a gain of 18 across midfield once again now at the 38-yard line. Bunch look right. Mariota going to step up in the pocket and scramble. BJ Ojolari not able to get there in time. Mariota has a gain of 18 yards, and they're already now in the red zone at the 20-yard line. Mariota in the empty look. Here he is, had pressure coming, but gets it away to Noah Fant. Jalen Thompson combining there with someone else on the defense to go ahead and bring him down. Now 2nd and 2 from the 12. Mariota dropping back again, looking left side, trying to find DK Metcalf, and a very similar play that saw Tyler Lockett get picked off is picked off by Andrew Stinson, and a huge block thrown there by Jalen Johnson on Mariota, who looked like he had a beeline right to Stinson. Instead, Stinson finishes it off for the pick 6 and the Arizona touchdown. Talk about coming in clutch. 2 early interceptions by this Seattle defense, answered on the following drive by Arizona's defense on each occasion. And Andrew Stinson with a 99-yard pick 6. Arizona now with a 14-point lead. Seattle with the ball back, and we're still in the first quarter. As Mariota trips look to the left, he's going to drop back, has it scrambling outright, and he's going to slide down after a gain of just 1. Nowhere to go with the ball. Not a lot of space to scramble either. 2nd and 9 now. Handoff. Kenneth Walker again. Kenneth Walker going up the middle. Surprised he was able to muster his way there for 6 yards. Thought he would have only had about 1 or 2. But he does get to 3rd and 3. Mariota looking left side, has a man, dropped by Noah Fant. Lewis seen there on the coverage, and they will force yet another punt. As here we go, 1st and 10, fake. Roberts scrambling, rolling, has Rashad Bateman, who slips out of bounds, but not before he does get in for the first down. At their own 47 now. Handoff, Davis Price. Good cut inside. Good juke outside. He gets the edge. Dive, not going to get there. Devon Witherspoon couldn't get there. The rookie Harper couldn't get there. Davis Price diving into the end zone for the touchdown, and Arizona just doing whatever they want so far in this ball game. Seattle not really sure what hit them. Davis Price, look at the cut move to get outside originally, and then the juke to get even further outside, and then just beating Devon Witherspoon to the spot. He's off to the races. It's 21-0, and this should now be the last play of the first quarter. Mariota gonna hand off. Kenneth Murray. Why do I keep saying Kenneth Murray? Kenneth Walker. Looked like the same play that Davis Price just scored on. Looks like they were trying to find some of that magic themselves, but after one, Arizona leading 21-0, almost 200 all-purpose yards. Well, almost 200 total yards of offense. Seattle has the ball, 2nd and 8, first play of the second quarter. Looking short, DK Metcalf has him. Cam Wilhelm there to bring him down, but not before he crosses that first down marker. Fresh set of downs from the 36-yard line. Handoff, Kenneth Walker, but Zaven Collins all over it. Only a gain of 1 there. Now 2nd and 9. Going to a 2 tight end look, bringing the fullback across the formation on the motion. And BJ Ojulari off the edge there to bring down Mariota. Has him for a loss of 8. And Ojulari, this has been his best season to date. Now in his 3rd year, 1 year away from getting that contract. And you can tell he's looking to up that price as much as he can. Huge sack there, leading now to a 3rd and 17 as they're going to move again into that empty look. You see Collins there patrolling the middle. Mariota scrambling left side, trying to look deep, looking for Tyler Lockett. But Jalen Johnson once again all over it. Not going to let anything happen there. And it's going to be a 4th and 17. They'll punt it away. Gibson back deep to return. Fields it at about the 22-yard line. Gibson makes a juke outside, and he has space, has one man to beat, won't do it, but does get a gain of about 35 yards into Seattle territory at the 43-yard line. And with just under 8 to go, they're going to hand off to Davis Price, who makes another juke move outside. Davis Price already at 75 yards on the game. Now a 2nd and 5. Antonio Gibson back into the ball game. And it looks like Seattle sending some pressure. They do. And he gets it to Amani Hunter, who's leveled by Divine Diablo, but manages to hold on to the ball. They're going to hurry things up back to the line. Here's Roberts. Hikes it, going quickly again across the middle for for Amani Hunter, this time hit down by Devin Bush. It'll be a 2nd and 7. Look at that bunch formation to the right, and he's going to throw it to Amani Hunter. There is a flag down, tries to make a juke. Would have been his 3rd straight catch if it stands, but unfortunately they are going to call for an ineligible man downfield, and that play will come back. It'll be a 2nd and 12 now, moving into the trips look to the left. Here's Roberts, going to try to air one deep for Chase Claypool, who may have had a step on Devon Witherspoon. Glenn Roberts throwing it out of the back of the end zone, leading now to a 3rd and 12. Quick screen out there to Chase Claypool. He's not going to be able to get away from Harper. Goes down at the 26-yard line. Arizona will settle for a field goal. It's 24-0 now as Seattle back with the ball. Mariota takes it from the shotgun, going short, has a man, it's Lockett. Mariota, 5 of 12 for 49 yards and 2 interceptions, has not looked in command of this offense by any means so far in this one. As here he is looking short, trying to find a man, it's Lockett again. Once again, not going to be able to hook up with him. Ball knocked away now, 3rd and 4, bringing some blitz there, but he is going to have Noah Fant short, and Fant able to get down to the 41-yard line before being brought down. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 41. Handoff, Kenneth Walker, and Walker again going to be met in the backfield, nowhere to go. 6 carries, 7 yards on the day so far for Walker. A complete antithesis of what he looked like in that first game. Now 3rd and 3. After the short completion, here's Walker lined up in the backfield. Arizona showing blitz. They're trying to set up the screen. Denario Stewart, though, interrupts the pass from Mariota. Gets in front. He's trying to throw a stiff arm there on Mariota. Doesn't work that time around, but he's down to the 11-yard line, and you love a big man interception. The first in the career of the rookie Denario Stewart. Not often that they get the opportunity to get those anyway, but he snuffed it out the entire time, able to hold on to it even though they're not known for their hands. And Arizona now with an opportunity to take a huge lead still in the first half, and he's airing one deep looking for Rashad Bateman, but the second and third hits from Jamal Adams and Harper going to knock the ball out of his hands. Now 2nd and 10. Fake to Ty Davis Price. Roll out right. Going to dump it short to Davis Price, who tries to make a move. Does get about 8 there down to the 3-yard line. Now 3rd and 2. And with an opportunity to go up by 4 possessions, Roberts, here he is, going Amani Hunter, and Devin Bush, I thought may have gotten a hand in there and even possibly intercepted it. He doesn't. Roberts puts it right across his outstretched arms. Amani Hunter now with his 2nd touchdown of the day as his fill-in performance continues to be spectacular. Now next drive, Stinson again on DK Metcalf. He hauls that one in, though, for a gain of 8. First play now out of the 2-minute warning. He's looking for Metcalf again, but this time Stinson not going to allow it. Now 3rd and 2. Here he is looking short for Noah Fant. Ball knocked out there by Zaven Collins, and they are going to punt it away on 4th and 2. Back to kick. It's Michael Dixon. Jalen Thompson off the edge gets the block. It is recovered by Seattle, but it doesn't matter. That means it's just going to be a turnover on downs. And we saw Jaron Kearse block one against the Seahawks in our first matchup against them. This time, Jalen Thompson makes it happen. And now they're set to have a chance to go up even more. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Roberts looking short for Amani Hunter, who has it. Not going to be able to get much there. Tariq Woolen and Jamal Adams all over it. But Amani Hunter been plenty involved so far in this ball game. Here we are, 2nd and 5. Roberts dropping back now, stepping up and going to take it himself. Roberts slides down after a gain of 7 down to the 8-yard line. Time continuing to tick down. Arizona in no particular rush. Roberts looking, has a man wide open. It's Trey McBride. And McBride beating a linebacker there. Not sure why they ever would have thought it was a good idea to have that matchup, but they did, and Roberts and McBride make them pay. Now, Seattle has an opportunity. 3 timeouts, just under a minute to go. First pass looking for DK Metcalf, incomplete. Andrew Stinson has been a thorn in his side all day. Now, 2nd and 10, has him. It's going to be wow. It's going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba that time around. 3rd and 1. Here he is looking for a man, and he's not going to find anyone but Jalen Johnson, who's going to have his 2nd interception now on the ball game. And definitely keep an eye out. Jalen Johnson came into this ball game with 11 interceptions on the season, and with 2 already in the first half, he's 1 interception away from tying the all-time record set by Night Train Lane back sometime in the 60s or 70s, not sure the exact year, and just 2 away from potentially breaking that record as Roberts connects with McBride again on the very next play. 1st and 10 now from the 26-yard line. Still have all 3 timeouts and potentially looking at 40 points in the first half. Roberts, bunch look to the left. He's going to air one deep for Trey McBride. Not a good idea. Jamal Adams all over, Quandre Diggs all over that one. Not really an opportunity for him to really get his hands on that one. Now 2nd and 10, Roberts looking underneath for Elijah Higgins. This time, though, going to be intercepted again by Divine Diablo. Now that time, I can't blame it on not seeing him. That was just a horrible read. I thought that he was going to stick in his hook curl zone and didn't think he would end up following Higgins that far to the left-hand side of the field. But Diablo now with his 2nd interception of the half, and that's 3 already for Seattle, although you wouldn't know it as they still have a whopping 0 points on the board. As here's JSN going outright for a gain of 5 yards. 26 seconds to go. 2 timeouts remaining for the Seahawks. Here we go. Mariota looking right side, has a man. It's Fant, and they'll use their second timeout. 22 seconds to go. Here we go. Mariota looking left side, has a man. DK Metcalf. Last time out now. 18 seconds to go. A few yards between them and field goal range. And here's Mariota airing one out for DK Metcalf. And he tiptoes along the sideline for the Seattle touchdown. That's a 45-yard connection from Mariota to Metcalf. The first touchdown of the year for Mariota, at least through the air. And that is how the first half will end, with Arizona up 38-7. Just an all-around dominant performance by the Cardinals. It'll be interesting to see what head coach Mike White decides to do in the second half, with the game seemingly already in hand, up 4 scores. But first things first, let's take a look around the league. First, the Texans in LA, Rams needing a win to guarantee a playoff spot, and they are currently leading 10-7 over the 3-13 Texans. Tua trying to do what he can to keep his team in it. Going into Pittsburgh, it's New England, and Pittsburgh handles business, finishing their regular season out 15-2 after a 35-14 win. Kenny Pickett showing out with 2 touchdowns. Mac Jones tried with 2 touchdowns as well, going to the second-year man, Dustin Thurston, but it wasn't enough. And San Francisco, meanwhile, also winning their game against the 6-10 Falcons. Purdy just 77 yards. Desmond Ridder yet to throw an incompletion. Looks like a pretty defensive game, but the Niners also in need of a win to guarantee themselves a playoff spot as well. And man, I think that was as dominant of a first half as you could ask for. And Seattle's going to go ahead and get the ball coming out of the break, 13-26, 154, a touchdown and 4 interceptions. And that would be a little over 100 and no touchdowns without that very last throw to DK. But he did get it, so you got to give credit where it's due. First pass looking out there for Tyler Lockett. Jalen Johnson in coverage, gets the tackle down at the 37-yard line. Now bunch look left. And here's Mariota. He's loved these outside routes, has Fant. Fant going to be hit down. First man there is Amani Harris, whose name we haven't heard a whole lot this game, which I think is a pretty good thing. Not sure they've thrown his way too many times. He's really done a great job there in coverage. Looking right side again, this time Tyler Lockett. Jalen Johnson once again, not Tyler Lockett, that's JSN. Jalen Johnson, though, in coverage, bringing him down at the 33-yard line. Handoff, Kenneth Walker, hit by B.J. Ojulari. Cam Wilhelm gets in there as well for a loss of 4 as Kenneth Walker. I mean, you would not even think that this was the same guy from that first matchup had you watched both of them. Here's Mariota looking left side, Fant again. He's now over 200 passing yards on the day. 3rd and 4, going into that bunch look that they love so much. Here's Mariota looking across the middle of the field, has DK Metcalf, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 12 down to the 15-yard line, 1st and 10, staying in that trips look. Here's Mariota looking corner of the end zone for Noah Fant, and it's going to be intercepted by Jalen Thompson this time. Mariota just can't help himself with these corner routes. He's thrown interceptions on 3 different occasions looking for those routes, and this time is no different. Jalen Johnson turns, jumps, back hits the ground first, which means it will be good. And head coach Mike White bringing in quite a few backups. It's Josh Dobbs, fan favorite, into the ball game. Daryl Hobbs in there at running back. We've replaced a lot of players on the offensive line. Rashad Bateman not going to touch the field for the remainder of this game either, as you see Daryl Hobbs with a really nice run there. And again, I mean, with a 38-7 lead, and, you know, with just really not much to play for, not wanting to get anyone hurt, we wanted to get out of this game as quickly as possible. As you see Daryl Hobbs with a really nice run of 21 yards there down to the 30-yard line, bringing the third quarter to an end with Arizona still leading 38-7. And so I'm just going to show kind of the clips that seem to matter. Like his big run there. And how about this run from Hobbs? Really good block up front there by Elijah Higgins. And Darrell Hobbs has his first touchdown run of his career, of the season. Good vibes all around. Really good blocking. Really nice vision from him to find the hole and to accelerate through it. Because, I mean, look, realistically, if this was a regular game, not the end of the season, we probably would have just played it out. But again, not wanting to risk injuries, wanting to get out of here as quickly as possible, head coach Mike White decided to really just run the ball out for much of the game, running the clock down as much as possible after each snap. Now 2nd and 10 after a near interception from Andrew Stinson. Here's Mariota looking right side, and he's going to find Jalen Johnson for the 3rd time. Still trying to get those corner routes as part of their offense. Jalen Johnson, Jalen Thompson, Andrew Stinson. It doesn't matter who you have lined up. They're not having any of it. That is now the 5th interception of the day for this Arizona defense, and Jalen Johnson has tied the all-time record for interceptions in a season. Now under 2 minutes to go. I know, where'd the time go, right? It's going to be 2nd and 10. Looking across the middle of the field, another interception. It's Zaven Collins. And this is something I thought was very interesting. I was looking at the stats for the year just a few episodes ago, and Zaven Collins had 0 interceptions this year after having 9 last season. That is a massive drop off, but he refuses to get shut out, gets the interception there. We didn't really make too much of it, but last play of the game, Mariota just going to go short for Noah Fant, trying to make it look a little bit more respectable, as the Cardinals have finished off the season at 15-2. Just an absolute shellacking here of the Seattle Seahawks, 48-7. And man, I mean, what else can you say? Glenn Roberts did throw 3 of those interceptions. One, again, I'm not going to put it, just going to step into that 4th wall again. One, I didn't see Divine Diablo. The second one to Diablo was just a bad throw from me. And the third one, or the one that was really the second one to Tariq Woolen, I just wanted to give Chase Claypool a chance. Not the end of the world, but we win the turnover battle 7-3. I still think that Glenn Roberts showed a lot of confidence and a lot of poise in this game throughout the first half. Mariota, 24 of 46 throws for Mariota is ridiculous. You deserve to lose by so much. 283 yards, 1 touchdown, 7 picks. Roberts going for 153 touchdowns and 3 picks. And Dobbs only with 7 throws. Not a whole lot to do there, as Darrell Hobbs actually got most of the work. 18 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Ty Davis-Price going for 82 and a score, with his 53-yard touchdown being the long. Antonio Gibson didn't get any more work on the ground after his first carry, and Kenneth Walker going 7 carries, 3 yards. DK leading the way, 97 yards and a score. Noah Fant, 93 yards. JSN, 53. Rashad Bateman, despite not playing in the second half, leading the team for us in catches, and in yards rather, and Amani Hunter has with 2 touchdowns. BJ Ojolari getting the only sack of the game. Jalen Johnson, you see a lot of interceptions there by a lot of different guys. No forced fumbles this game. We did have the 1 block as well. Andrew Stinson getting the only touchdown, and Hobbs getting a much deserved upgrade, +4 spin move. These are going to be big upgrades heading into the playoffs. Jalen Thompson getting an upgrade, going to go ahead and throw that into hybrid, and +2 to man coverage. Will take that any day of the week, inching a little bit closer to that 80 mark. Andrew Stinson, a 90 overall. As you see, his man coverage tops in the league just about. Going to go ahead and throw that into the slot, maybe get a press upgrade. Do get 1 here, as well as 1 to play recognition and 1 to jumping. And then Ty Davis-Price, man, playing up to a 99 overall, now an official 93 overall, as he gets +2 spin move as well. And wanted to go ahead and take a look at these contracts one more time before we head into the playoffs. Of course, the next time we'd be able to see these contracts wouldn't be until negotiation day in the offseason. And at that point, you only have 1 opportunity to get it right. And we're going to go ahead and offer Cam Thomas this deal, about $15 million a year over 5 years. Very comfortable with the production he's given us. Happy to have him back. We have plenty of cap room. And Jalen Thompson, he has decent interest, but I'm not sure that him going into his age 28 season, that we wanted to give him a very long commitment. So we upped the money quite a bit and gave him just a 2-year deal, which he does accept, which should take him to about 30 years old with us, when he's going to start really getting hit by that regression. And at that point, maybe we'll have somebody else in line to replace him. But in the meantime, we like the tandem that he's been over there with Lewis Seen. And let's go ahead and dive into Wild Card Weekend. We are here. And of course, at 15-2, we are the number one seed. We do not have to play in Wild Card Weekend. It's a first for us. Second time in 3 years winning the division. First time getting the one seed. And I'm interested to see who all ended up getting those last few playoff spots. But first, let's take a look at the weekly awards, build a little bit of suspense. Dak going 261 and 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown on the ground as well. Josh Allen, 226 and 2 scores through the air, and then 3 rushing touchdowns. Not something you see often in Madden, 3 rushing touchdowns for a QB. Jalen Johnson, of course, 3 interceptions, his league leading 14. And Myles Garrett just going absolutely insane. 27 sacks on the year, 25, 26, and 27 coming in the final week of the season. And now the playoffs are set. We'll start in the NFC, the Cardinals, the 1 seed. Over in the AFC, you got the Steelers with the 1 seed. And I wanted to go ahead and get some predictions going, man. We'll start Buffalo, exactly. Philly in New York. I do think that Philly takes that game. New York did win in Week 18 over the Eagles to get into the playoffs. And unfortunately for San Francisco, they did not win. They actually took a pretty mean loss after leading the Falcons after the first half. But I got Philly. They've been the more complete team all year. And, you know, what kind of playoffs would it be if we didn't at least get one team who clobbered us in the regular season, much like last year? So I got Philly winning that matchup. Going down to the 3-6, you got Tampa Bay and you got LA. Now, I do think that Tampa has a very good roster. They have a really good top 3 receivers, a reliable, steady, sure-handed tight end, a good offensive line, 2 really good defensive backs, or cornerbacks rather, with Antoine Winfield in the back end as well. But I think that LA overall is just a lot better as a roster. And I think that now that they're healthy with Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald back in the fold, I think that they pull off the upset. And then not much to talk about. Lions were tied with the Giants for the worst record in the NFC playoffs at 9-8. I think Dallas takes care of them as they were clearly the 3rd best team in the conference all season, and I think that they advance. In the AFC, you got the Jets and the Patriots, a divisional clash, and the Jets have been one of the best teams in the league all year, been super consistent. Patriots got in on the final day despite a loss to the Steelers. They are fortunate that Jacksonville lost to the Colts. So I got the Jets all the way. 3-6 matchup, Cleveland going into Jacksonville. I like Cleveland. I think that Myles Garrett with 27 sacks on the year is going to truly show how much of a game wrecker he is. I think he's going to really disrupt Trevor Lawrence and really get into his head a little bit, as he hasn't had a whole lot of playoff success already. So I think he gets it done. And then in the 4-5 matchup, I mean, similar to the Lions, Raiders, just the worst AFC playoff team at 9-8, the actual worst, even worse than the 7 seed. Patriots, Bills were very much in contention to win the AFC East until the very last day. So I think that they're going to go ahead and take care of business there against the second-year quarterback and a not great overall Raiders roster. And if those all work, as I said, we would have all 4 divisional round games be divisional games. It would be Steelers, Browns, Bills, Jets, us versus the Rams, and Cowboys, Eagles. So let's go ahead and hop into next week. And our foe is going to be the LA Rams. This means that we know for a fact we got at least 2 of our predictions right. The Giants couldn't have beaten Philly. Otherwise, we would have been playing them. And, of course, the Rams beating Tampa as well. And this is going to be a really, really fun game. I think it'll be their first one fully healthy against us this season. We'll see Cooper Kupp. We'll see Aaron Donald back in the fold. And this will be not an easy game by any means. But we'll dive more into that next time around. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe should you feel so inclined. Until next time with some divisional round matchups, I'll catch y'all later. Have a great day and peace.